and then we would release the neuropeptide. Then for very high frequency of stimulation, we would release the neurotransmitter and more neuropeptides. So these are only hypotheses. It can goes to extrasynaptic receptors or sites, and of course, synaptic sites. So one difficulty for you is to understand that, okay, we have release at terminals, but forget it. We have release at terminals, we have release in axons, we have release in dendrites, and we have release at the level of cell bodies. And that's the reason why I put this example, galanin, serotonin, and noradrenaline. Basically, you have the cell body in the center, there. And cell bodies for serotonin are located in the dorsal raphe nucleus, I mean in the raphe nuclei, and noradrenergic cell bodies for noradrenaline are located in the locus ceruleus. Then these systems go to different brain regions, for instance, the cortex and the hippocampus. And this is to show you, you see those discs on the axon there. This is to show you and make you understanding that along the fibers you will have varicosities or synapses en passant, which are sites of release. So you have thousand sites of release, thousand and thousand sites of release on one axon. Everywhere. With the concentration of small synaptic vesicles, and in the case of noradrenaline, you can have also in these varicosities the large core dense vesicles with release of noradrenaline or serotonin and galanin. Humoral system. It pukes neurotransmitters. But the point is, this is not only at terminals. The release is also observed at the level of dendrites and cell bodies. And that's the reason why I like this example, because here you can see at the level of locus ceruleus that you have vesicles for noradrenaline in dendrites and cell bodies, and vesicles also for galanin. Galanin and noradrenaline can be released locally and act locally on receptors that are expressed by the noradrenergic cell. Similarly, we know here that serotonin can be released at the level of dendrites or cell bodies and act on autoreceptors from ear to ear and inhibit the activity of the cell, and I will go back later on this concept. And the general concept being that the release can occur everywhere. at nerve endings and dendrites. Specific targets. Of course, if you have a release at dendrites, you should have specific targets, and usually there are specific targets. So, to understand the function of a system, you have to understand the anatomy of the system, the distribution of the system. But after that, you have to understand also that the neurotransmitter will act on receptors, targets. And maybe one neurotransmitter has several targets, which means that for one target, there might be a specific distribution of this target compared to the regional dimension of the distribution of fibers. So if you want to understand the neurotransmitter system in general, you have to look at binding sites for the specific receptors and look at the distribution of the fibers. Because the diversity of binding site for a neurotransmitter is found for all neurotransmitter systems, and the localization of binding site in the brain for one neurotransmitter differs between all the receptors. They are not located always in the same place. So if you want to understand the system, you have to play with the representation of the fibers and the receptors. So I show you the diversity for one classical neurotransmitter system, serotonin. Serotonin, which has 7 family of receptors, but at the end you have many, at least 15 or 16, but we can find more. And so here is the family, 5-HT1 to 5-HT7. And the example here show you that the connection with intracellular pathway is not similar. It shows you also that for one of them, the 5-HT3 receptor, you have 5-HT3 receptor here. This is a channel like nicotinic receptor, exactly similar in its way of working. Several receptors are heteroreceptors, so expressed by several cells, glutamatergic cells, GABAergic cells, glial cells, cholinergic cells, dopaminergic cells, etc., etc. But some of them are also expressed by serotonergic cells. And in that case, we say that these are autoreceptors, like in the previous example. Autoreceptors, so that it is known for 5-HT1A receptors and 5-HT1B receptors. 5-HT1A receptors being exclusively addressed at cell bodies and dendrites, while 5-HT1B receptors being exclusively addressed at terminals of serotonin cells. Both 5-HT1A and 5-HT1B can be expressed by serotonin cells and by cells in the tissue. Is it the same for neuropeptides? The answer is yes. Yes, for endocannabinoids also, and for purines also. And here I have an example